Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Eternal Spring. I'm Paul Thurrott, and I'm here as always with my wife, Stephanie.
Hello,
Well,
everybody.
so we wanted to provide a quick update on our temporary residency plans. I think it was a little bit over 2 weeks ago that we went to the consulate in Philadelphia and were approved for temporary residency, but we have to complete that process in Mexico. So obviously, I mean, going back in time, I sort of assumed we would be in Mexico before now, for starters, right? I sort of envisioned being there for January.
hmm
In fact, if you think about it, since we started the process of buying this apartment, this is the longest period of time we haven't been to Mexico, actually.
Yep.
We haven't been there since October.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I think one thing, everything, a lot of dominoes had to fall. Like I had to renew my passport.
Mhm.
We didn't want to set up the appointment at the consulate until I did that.
Right.
Once that came in, we had to wait a month for that appointment. We didn't want to book plane tickets
Mhm.
until after that appointment in case it didn't go well. And then,
Right.
you know,
Yeah. And we discovered something horrible, which is that plane tickets to Mexico, which used to be very inexpensive, are now incredibly expensive. I
mhm.
assume this is part of the whole, I don't know what it is, the economy slash people are starting
Inflation's,
to travel again,
yep.
something like that.
Yeah, I have heard that inflation has hit airfares and travel expenses particularly hard.
Well, we experienced it. We don't fight a lot, Stephanie and I, but we get in very bad moods when we book travel. There's something about it. It just goes poorly. This one went poorly. And what are you going to do? We have to do it, we don't have a choice. We can't drive there. So
Yes.
we're flying, and our tickets are super expensive. We got premium economy seats, so a slight upgrade over the back of the bus there. But they were $1,000 a piece.
Mhm.
So we're lucky because we had some points on United. So one of those tickets was covered by points, but that's all it was. We had 100,000
I
something
know.
points, and all it was good for was one economy, premium
Yeah,
economy
and that
seat.
was booking out about a month.
Yeah,
Part of that was because I have a work trip at the end of February, so we had to
yeah,
look that far out. But if we honestly we booked these, it was just about exactly a month out, and
yep,
go if we tried to go any more quickly, the price would have just gone up from there. And we
yeah.
kind of took a quick peek out to like June, and
It's not
those
getting any
looked just
better,
as expensive. It wasn't like you could buy, several months in advance and see some savings there. So,
right? Yeah. So anyway, we have to do this. So it's not happening as quickly as we would like, and it's not happening as cheaply as we would like, but we're going to be going out on March 2nd for 3 weeks. So at least we'll be there for some amount of time. That will be good.
mhm.
And yeah, we mentioned this before. We consulted with a woman named Yvonne Pavan from Host Relocation. And she is going to we will schedule a date with her representative in Mexico City. So there'll be a day on that trip where we show up in the morning, and I think this person might have to stay in line overnight or something. It's a little
I think
strange,
so.
but they're going to secure us a place and then help us with the process. So,
hmm
um,
And she said she just needed a week in advance,
right.
and she works around, any Mexican holidays, obviously, but
Mhm.
fingers crossed the scheduling with her and with the immigration office should work out
Yeah,
okay for that trip.
I'd like to do it early in the
Oh
trip
yeah, absolutely.
for obvious reasons.
March
Uh,
3rd, maybe would be
yeah,
good.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then longer term, I mean, last year one of the interesting well, we bought an apartment. That's crazy, and so we did that. But last year was just thrown in a ringer. It was not what we intended to do, and so we went out to Mexico a lot. So we were there in January, March, May. And you went out with Kelly in June.
hmm
You and I and Mark went out in August, and then you and I went out again in October. So we were
Yeah.
there a lot last year, but lots of different, like lots of smaller trips. Decent sized trips, 2, 3 weeks in some cases, but
Yeah.
lots of times flying, and it's expensive. We
hmm
can't fly there for $2,000 a pop, 8 times a year. So,
No.
um, regardless of the price, though, I mean, one of the ideas we had was maybe spending more time in Mexico this year, and of course, going forward, meaning longer but fewer trips.
hmm
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see
Yeah,
what that
because
looks
the
like.
big expense is getting there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, once you have yeah. I mean, we have this place that we bought, so that kind of solves that part of the problem, I guess. We have a lot of other things going on. This will pop into other videos in the future. We're going to try to sell our house this month. We have 2 kids. They're out of the house, but we still, pay for a big chunk of their lives and have to deal with them in various ways, of course. And we have 2 pets we have to think about still, 2 cats. So there's a lot going on, but short term, we'll get out there in March and hopefully finish this process up, and then we'll see what the rest of the year looks like.
Yep.
I guess. Okay.
Yep. Go from there.
Yeah. So we just wanted to provide an update on that because it's not happening next week. So it's happening next month, and we'll do some other videos, of course.
Yes. And at least now it feels like it's in place.
Yeah. Yeah. I really want to get this done. I wish we could just get it over with, but
I wish we could just do it all in Philadelphia, and I have,
yeah.
we can still go to Mexico, but we didn't have to do anything in Mexico.
Yeah. Well, we'll be happy we did it when it's done. So,
yep.
All right. That's it for this video, and we will see you again sometime soon. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Bye.